So here are the pigs' pen, and it's absolutely ridiculous. It is so muddy. I've got them up here just so they're not tearing the other one up. I've closed that off, but usually they have all of this. But this up here is so nasty muddy. But it's supposed to stop raining today, so hopefully when it dries up I can get them out some. It's absolutely, I just threw some corn into some old slop. But man, it's killer. Killer, killer. Day 6, over 8 inches of rain. Actually, I think it's more like day 9 or 10. Because I think we only had really like a half a day where it didn't rain. So over 8 inches, like 8.5 inches of rain in North Carolina. It's kind of unheard of. All right, so I hear this question a whole lot. How do you make money on a homestead? This is my philosophy. My philosophy is that a penny saved is a penny earned. And if you're going to do this, I would really suggest that you adopt that, because it is true. I mean, I don't think that this is so much about making money as it is about saving money, not spending money that you don't have to spend. So 2 of my biggest money, or 3 of my biggest money savers are right here in the kitchen. This used to be a little dinette area, and I put a wood stove in here. And the reason I put a wood stove in here is because Duke Energy was cutting trees. They knocked a tree down, it went over the power line, pulled out the neutral, and it melted every single wire in the inside and outside unit of my heat pump. They wouldn't pay for it. They said they didn't do it. Well, I got estimates. One was for $5,000, one was for over $6,000. I wasn't spending that much. I bought 2 window units, which together cost me like $350. And I put in a wood stove, and I bought a kerosene heater. So all together, I think I spent like maybe $600 or $700. And boom, I've got heat. Great heat too, really hot heat. This house is like 700 square feet. And so I heat the whole house with that little wood stove. The second one is right above it. I hung a clothesline for the winter time. I hung a clothesline all the way from there into my tiny little crammed full laundry room. And so I've got my clothesline. I wash little loads in cold water. I make my own detergent. And if you want that recipe, I made a video on it a couple years ago. So the video is back. If you look back through my videos, it's back there. Another one, dishes. I wash my dishes by hand. I have a dishwasher. It works. It works like really great too. I mean, it's a really good dishwasher. I don't use it because it costs too much to run. I wash my clothes on cold. I wash my dishes just with warm water, not all the way with hot. I don't take unnecessary showers. I call them unnecessary showers. Unless I'm sweaty, unless I'm dirty, I take a shower once a day. If I go outside and I get really sweaty in the middle of the day, I'm not going to take a shower in the middle of the day and then another shower that night before I go to sleep. It's absolutely crazy. Well, for me it is. I don't need to be that clean. I take what my mom used to call a whore bath in the sink, and I'll just take a rag and wash off a little bit, get the sweat off of me, rinse my hair off a little bit, and that's it. That's my shower until that night. I use old bags, feed bags, and this is a dog food bag for trash bags. I save my boxes to start fires with, which I don't really need right now. I also use these for trash bags, old Walmart bags. And that also saves you if you have to pay for trash service, because you can take it and you can just put it in a trash can outside of a shopping center. I make my own cigarettes. You can buy these tubes. Let me open this up. The cigarette maker is like $50. You can buy these tubes. They have filters on them. You stick that on the side, you pull a little handle, and it packs it with tobacco if you smoke. The tubes are $2 a carton. So for a month, and the tobacco is $11 a pound. For a month, I spend like $30 on cigarettes. Not even $30, like, oh gosh, 10, 20, yeah, about 30 bucks. A pound bag will make 2 cartons of cigarettes. I smoke 4 cartons a month, thereabout. So I'm saving myself $200. It would cost me over $200 to buy cigarettes. I am saving myself like 170, close to 200 bucks. Perfect. All right, so a little bit of cigarette time here. Still talking really about how to save money. But some of the things that you can do to actually make money. If you have a green thumb, you can build a small greenhouse. You can start seeds, especially in the spring when people are planting their gardens. So you can sell tomato plants, you can sell eggplant plants, collards, squash plants. I mean, anything that people are going to plant eventually. Sell those on the side of the road, put them down there, do it on an honor system. If you have chickens, sell eggs on the honor system. One great way to do it is free-ranged meat. If you have, go to Joel Salatin's, whatever, YouTube channel, and look up his chicken tractors. I think they're 12 by 12 chicken tractors that you can drag to raise meat birds on, and you can drag them around your yard. You move them. I've seen that you really need to move them twice a day, and it keeps your yard mowed. It fertilizes them. They eat up all the weeds. They scratch it and dethatch it. So it's, you know, you're getting the benefit out of them while they're growing, and then you're also getting the money out of them when you sell them. You can process, in North Carolina, you can process up to 1,000 birds per year without having to be inspected. So that's something that you could look into in your state. You can sell vegetables and stuff like that on a roadside stand and do it on the honor system. I've found that people are very good with that. People usually leave the money. I've not noticed, if anybody has taken anything without paying for it, I've never really noticed it. Another thing that you can do is cut firewood, split it. Do that all summer long and then sell it for, around here it's going for anywhere from $60 up to $80 a truckload. So, I mean, that's a real good way to make some money during the winter when, you know, things are kind of slow around the farm. But I still think that the best way to make money is to cut down on what you're spending. Every 3 months I have DirecTV, and every 3 months I call DirecTV and I get a new special. I usually get on average about $30 off of my bill every month. So I'm only paying like 60 bucks, 50, 40, 50, 60 bucks from, wait, no. I'm paying like $40, I'm sorry, like $40 a month. It's usually around $60 or $70 is what my bill is, I think. So I do that all the time. And I mean, you know, this is something that's available. You're not stealing it, so take advantage of it. But the big purchases, I don't make a big purchase unless it's something that absolutely cannot wait. I mean, you know, if your heat pump goes out, you've got to have heat. You've got to have air conditioning. Well, I have to have air conditioning. But like I said, I replaced mine with a window unit, which saved me $5,800. So that's something that you can look into. Definitely look into that. I mean, you know, stuff like that. Try to replace it as cheap as you can, or try to replace it with something that you can limp through with until you can find a really good deal. Now, like for instance, I wanted an F-350. I wanted a Ford F-350. Right there she sits. That's her. I did not need a new one. This is it is a 2000 F350. It is exactly like I wanted. I wanted a straight drive. It's a straight drive. I wanted the lock-in hubs instead of the little button you turn that puts it into four-wheel drive. I did not want power windows. I did not want power locks. I wanted it exactly like this one is. And I found a bunch like that, but they were asking around $14,000, $15,000 for them for 2000, 2002, somewhere in there. And it's a diesel with a 7.3 engine. I looked and looked and looked until I found this one was $12,500. I went and I looked at it, and I told the guy, I said, I'll give you $10,500 right now. And he said, great, do it. So I ended up saving like $4,000 or $5,000 on my truck when I bought that. My house is paid for, so I was able to put that money back over the years. And it's not brand new, but with it being as little computer parts to it as possible, as the least amount of computerized shit, I can go in there and I can fix a lot of it myself. Or if I don't know exactly how, then I can call a friend that knows and get it, you know, get it working. Another thing was my tiller, which at the moment is right there. Can you see it? Right there. I wanted the Troy built. I wanted a Troy built rear tine with the drive on it, you know, and everything. And they were going for like $700 and $800. I looked for almost a year. It took me about 6 or 8 months to find the truck. It took me probably at least a year to find the tiller, but I found it for 125 bucks. And it starts the first time you pull it. So, I mean, yeah, there are a lot of things that you can do to make money, but there are also a lot of things you can do to save money. Growing your own food, growing as much that you can eat. Start raising a pig, one pig. Start with one. You can go to Tractor Supply. You can get 4 hog panels. They're 16 feet long. 16 by 16 is plenty enough for one pig. Feed it all of your table scraps, all of your trash, everything out of the house, soured milk, everything, anything except for plastic. They will eat it and thrive on it. And then find the absolute cheapest pig feed that you can find. I get mine, it's milled locally. All of the ingredients come from local farmers, which means a lot to me. And it is $9.50 for a 60-pound bag. That's pretty great. Right now I only have 3. I have the last one that I'm going to kill this year. And then I have my breeder pair, the boar and the sow that breed. And I sell piglets. And raise some chickens. Make sure that you have chickens. If you don't have chickens yet, you need some chickens for eggs. And then when they stop laying eggs, you've got meat. You should raise enough chickens to slaughter and have your own meat. Because it's really easy. And they're really easy to raise. And I mean, a whole chicken in the grocery store is going to cost you like $6 or $7. And it's not going to taste as good as one that you grow and you know what it ate. And they are somewhat free-ranged, kind of pastured is what I call it, because you are, you know, they're in a pen, but they're getting fresh grass and, you know, access to the outside every day. Do that. Raise your garden. If you don't have a garden, start off with a small one, just a little 12 by 12 plot. Till it up, do it with a pickaxe if you have to, if you don't have a tiller. That's what I did. That's how I started my garden. This garden out here that goes all the way over to that tree line, I tilled that up with a pickaxe and a hoe. And that's how I started. And then just composting chicken manure and stuff like that. And now I start my own seeds. I've got a really small greenhouse. I mean, it's like it looks like a shelf with plastic wrapped around it. I start my seeds in that. It's all I need. And I've got enough to can up everything for the year and grow what you eat. If you eat a lot of green beans, if you eat a lot of tomatoes, if you eat a lot of squash, just grow that. And then the next fall, till it up. If you have to, do it by hand. and plant your collards, broccoli, cabbage, anything like that, anything that you eat. So that is my number one, how do you make money on a homestead tip. A penny saved is a penny earned. Have a good one.